Yeah, back on the road against another ranked opponent, a team that's playing really well right now. Return game from our first one where we played really well. I know they're obviously going to be fired up, about the game. I know our guys are ready to go. Had a good day of practice yesterday. Another good one today. And, another great opportunity to continue to improve a resume that we've put a lot of really good work into. So, take any questions.
Is there anything from that first game, specifically that you guys maybe haven't been doing as much recently, but you can point back to how it was successful against Arkansas?
Yeah, and that's something that, obviously we're trying to visit on, right, in our team meetings and film to try and build off of, just trying to understand what they do well and try and do everything we can to take it away.
What are some of the challenges of a rematch game from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, trying to decide, what to do the same and what to do different. They obviously know, what worked for us and what didn't work for them, and they're going to make adjustments. And you got to decide, do you want to stick with a lot of the things that you did the first time, or do you want to try and switch it up a little bit and try and disrupt them? So, but then obviously, the other challenging part is, when you win a game like that, there's obviously a little bit of a revenge factor on their side, and obviously they're playing, on their home floor where they're really good, and they'll obviously be fired up and excited about the game.
Notice any steps, improvements they've made since the first meeting?
I just think they've been really intentional about, getting, 2-point baskets. I want to say, if you look at their attempts and makes, 80 to 90% of their makes are from two, all across the board, and then 60 to 70% of their attempts are all from two. So they've been way more intentional about really driving and getting paint touches since our game.
Coach Keyshawn Hall wasn't able to close out last game against Vanderbilt. He kind of remained you guys closer for the remainder of the season.
We'd obviously love for Key to, close out games for us because he's a guy that can really get to the foul line and do a lot of great things. And, obviously when he's in games, we're obviously better. So, we just, had to, with the lineup that we had out there, cut the lead from 14-4. So that group did a really good job of being aggressive defensively and running good offense. So it was, more of a coach's decision to kind of roll with the guys that we had in at that time.
Arkansas's been playing with a really, really limited rotation, especially with their injuries. Just y'all kind of going up against that might be one of those rare games where y'all might have actually a deeper bench than usual. Is that something you look into? Yeah,
I haven't seen any indication on Wagner and Knox, but I would imagine they're probably gonna be back for our game just based on our luck with those types of things. They're in the scouting report, and I would anticipate both those guys playing. But if they don't, we'll have similar style rotations with 7 guys. So you really got to prepare for them, regardless of who's out there. But yeah, I would imagine those guys probably come back for this game.
Y'all did probably the best anybody's done in the league against A-Cuff. Kind of going off of what Jeff asked, have you seen him kind of be a little bit different? Obviously, he's been awesome this season, but just the challenges of facing him a second time after y'all took it to him really the first time. Yeah,
he's such a special player and does so many good things for them. So, it's going to require another, great effort as far as our one-on-one defense. And, I just think it was one of those games where he, took a lot of the shots that he typically takes. I thought we did a pretty good job of just making multiple efforts and contesting them. And that doesn't mean he's not going to make them in this game because he's shown, an ability to make contested shots at a high level. And, I think with those 2 guys out as of late, he's had to obviously be way more aggressive and, harbor more of the scoring. So he's special, he's elite, and, I know our guys are excited about the opportunity to go up against him again.